How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. It's been really great in the past week or two being able to connect with some of you on the phone in the readings and on social media. I really enjoy the comments. I really enjoy connecting. So thank you very much for that. Well, we made it through another week. Thank goodness. I know it's been tough for a lot of us, but that means we're 1 week closer to flattening the curve and hopefully stopping the spread of this virus. We've got to think positive. Today, I thought I'd share with you one of the ways that I manage to get through challenging times. When I'm faced with a situation that feels overwhelming or challenging, I think of my father. My father was born in 1920, and when he was about 7 or 8 years old, the country went into the Great Depression. He often told us stories about how his large working class family had to get creative in order to just make do, and he said oftentimes going without was the norm. In his 20s, he became a medic and served in the U.S. Army, and he was sent right to the front lines, the Battle of the Bulge. And one time he actually got trapped behind enemy lines, because enemy lines will shift depending on how the battle's going. And a lady allowed him to come into her home and hide him. She was sympathetic to the Americans, and he hid in her home, and the Nazis came in and searched for him, and they were actually in the room with him, going right around his hiding spot, and they didn't discover him, thank goodness, or he would have been killed instantly. He also witnessed the liberation of work camps and the horrific things he saw there. I hope no one ever has to witness. When he was in his 40s, the love of his life, my mother, passed away, leaving him to raise 4 small children, ages 2 through 13. In his 50s, my father developed a case of viral encephalitis. It's an infection on the brain. And the doctors actually told us, don't expect him to pull through. They didn't expect him to live after they did the craniotomy. And he did pull through, fortunately, but he was paralyzed completely on his right side at first. He did regain mobility after months and months of rehab, but he also lost his ability to speak. He became aphasic, so he could no longer speak clearly, and that was with him for the rest of his life. In his 60s, my father came down with cancer. He beat it, but it wasn't an easy battle for him. And then in his 70s, he finally became fully disabled. But the thing about my father is he was always somebody, even with all these things that happened to him in his life, he went through things in his life I hope I never have to go through. I hope you never have to go through. And there are things far worse than anything I have experienced to this day. But in spite of it, he never became bitter. He was always smiling. He laughed very easily, and he laughed hard. He would laugh till he's crying. He loved life. He loved his friends. And you could tell he really felt blessed for every day that he was here. So when I think of my father and all the things that he went through in his life and survived, and not only survived, but his spirit thrived, I remind myself that his DNA is in me. I'm wearing his genes. Okay, sorry about that. Bad pun. Most of us have heard of cellular memory, that we have imprinted in us the cellular memory of our ancestors. Now, your ancestors and what they experienced did not change their DNA. The DNA sequence, from what I've read, never is changed. That remains the same. It's that the cellular memory is imprinted on top of that DNA sequence. And they say that that cellular memory can go back as far as 14 generations. So when you consider a generation is about 30 years, times 14, that's 420 years. Now just think about that. Think of 420 years of human existence and how things were in the last 420 years. People didn't have the same conveniences we have today. They didn't have the medical science and knowledge that we have today. Think of all the wars that have been fought, all the famines that people have gone through throughout the globe, the diseases that they didn't have cures or medical care for, even the natural disasters that have occurred throughout the world. Your family and mine have experienced those things in our past. We know it's there. And yet they survived. They must have been very hardy, strong people to survive that. And they did survive it, and the fact that you and I are here today is proof of that. Now, when I hear people today who talk about cellular memory of their ancestors or their parents, usually the first place they go with it is, well, that's why I have the fear of this, or that's why I have this attitude, or that's why I have this issue. And that may be true. And if you do have those issues or fears, then definitely get some help or work through those issues and clear them out of heal your family ancestry by clearing that. But the thing that I never hear people talk about is, well, I have this cellular memory, so I know I'm a survivor. So I know my family went through worse. I can take care of myself. I can do it. We can get through this. Try to put your focus on the strengths your ancestors had, because they had to have been very strong and courageous people. Focus on that. Even talk to family members that are still here and really get to know them and ask for stories. I'm sure there are stories that maybe they haven't discussed with you because they think it would make you feel sad, but you can draw strength on the experiences that they had. And it will help to put things into perspective with what we're all going through right now. So just keep in mind that you are every bit as strong as your ancestors. It's part of your DNA. It's part of who you are. Part of your ancestral cellular memory isn't just about the tribulations and the challenges that they went through. Part of it is also about their will to survive, their strength, their courage, their ability to adapt to changing situations. And remember, if they did it, that means part of that is in you. That's what you can draw on right here and now. If they did it, then you can do it. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed that. Please, if you want to connect with me, leave a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Give me a little wave or something. It's just nice to connect. I do miss everybody. I miss being at EarthSpirit. I so miss giving readings in person. I am giving readings on the phone, and just call EarthSpirit's number because you can get a reading with me on the phone. And I love it, and I love doing it, and it's nice to hear everybody. But it's not the same as being at EarthSpirit and being able to see you. I know we will be back together soon, so everybody hang in there. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. This is going to pass. And if there's anything you need in the way of your metaphysical supplies, you need more candles, you need oil, you need incense, sage, they have the online store. And they keep adding to the online store. I'm amazed at how much stuff they have on there now. So the guys will ship it to you. They will get it to you. So don't worry about not being able to get a hold of your crystals and all the things you need and want. Everyone hang in there. Be safe. Be well. Blessings.